Hello everyone, it's Professor Zeno back with very interesting Thursday stream reviews. Yeah, I'm gonna go through things for this Thursday. So with with all of the new PRs, which are very interesting PRs. I would say for September and October, whether it's like monthly Bushiroad or short tournament PRs. I think this time's PR is quite interesting, honestly speaking. So yeah, let's get straight into the news. But before that, if you do enjoy my content over here, please hit like and subscribe and stay tuned for more. Hit the notification bell, and yes, let's get straight into the news. Now, what we have here today is actually time stamping dragon. So it is a dark state. It's a gear dragon, but it is like gear chronicle, right? It has gear chronicle aesthetics, but it's not gear chronicle. Okay, now again, it's like Claudine, so it's like a monthly Bushiroad card with similar like Claudine is a main Vanguard. I've been arguing for prior to Chronojet, we've been arguing that Ruin is product Dark State having a gear chronicle aesthetic to be as the main Vanguard. Lo and behold, here we are with time stamping dragon, and its skill is kind of interesting. So let's get straight into the skill. Auto Vanguard, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, you counter +1 to choose one of your rear guards with the same card name as a card in bind zone and bind it. If your opponent's Vanguard is greater or greater, you may choose two different card names as each other instead of one, right? You may choose two with different card names as each other instead of one. And auto second skill, auto Vanguard, when your rear guard is being bound by this unit's effect, if that card's original grade 3 or grade 3 or greater, until end of turn, this unit gets triple drive and plus 10k, and if it's not, you search your deck for up to one grade 1 plus 1 grade 1 attack card, call it to rear guard circle, and that unit plus 10k until the end of turn, and shuffle your deck. So it is interesting. So the fact, okay, now what's my honest opinion about this card? So it's actually pretty weird. But the fact that it's something like time leap, I would say. It's also kind of nice, so which means that it's technically like the multi attack. Yeah, so you can do as I think it's like you're able to do 4 attacks with this thing. So yeah, so you can do 4 attacks. Bind this. I've looked through and there's not much cards that you can actually have active or activated skills in the bind zone. So if you bind a lot of cards, or you can you can technically have to play a lot of grade 3s if that's the case for the triple drive effect. But if not, then you have to bind the grade 2s, and then you get this free called the grade 3s, which in return you those new grade 3s become 23k attackers. If you bind the grade 3 for this effect, if you can bind a grade 3 for this effect, you will get a triple drive, which is kind of okay. Which is kind of nice. But if it's not, then you can call cards like Time Gyrate, I don't know. You can just on place and then choose, shuffle card into your soul and draw one. So, or you can just call Crucial Dragon for the retiring, and if you have an OT in your drop zone, you can just bind it and guard restrict, right? So things like this is kind of interesting to work around. So it's a very interesting deck. So we need to have to grind the gears and to see what we can actually do with this one. So yeah, I think that's about it for now. This is a very interesting card regardless, but we'll see how it does. We'll see how it goes. Alright, now this is a recap of all of the September and October short tourneys for this month. We have Kinky, Spiritual Conversation, we have Dark Strain Dragon, and we have the 3 new cards which we will get into straight soon enough. So I'll just let you see the time stamping dragon. So now this will be the first of the PR cards, right? No, this is not actually a PR card. This is actually the BT13 card, and it's a very generic. It's kind of quote-unquote generic cards, but it's very interesting because as you can see, there's a strike logo, which I'm gonna get into what it actually does, right? Okay, now this is Swordlight Dragon Sky Risen. When this unit is placed on the rearguard circle or put on guardian circle, you choose up to one grade 4 card from your hand and reveal it. If you reveal a card or your Vanguard is a grade 4, you perform one of the following below based on the circle this unit is on. On rearguard circle, you choose 2 of your rearguards and those unit gets boost until the end of turn. Guardian circle, this unit gets 50k shield until the end of the battle, so this is really interesting, right? So the second skill is that when this card is discarded from hand to red a grade 3 from the right deck or as a cost of strike, you draw 1 card. So technically the first thing that probably that's running in mind is that you can play this in Bastion and Luwad, right? Yes, of course you can, right? So this is technically good for Bastion Prime in general, or you can play it in Luwad and also in like a grade 4 Luwad when the strike comes out, right? You know, when the strike deck set comes out. So you choose 2 of your rearguards and this unit gets boost, which is kind of like very important for Bastion as well. So this is interesting. Like this is a very interesting card to work around, and not only that, it only has like 15k shield until the end of the battle. Provided if you have like a grade 4, or your Vanguard is a grade 4, or if you reveal the card. So which means that in Bastion Prime, I think it's a very necessary card to have. I think so. The discard from the right deck is technically like Bali. It's technically a cost for strike. It's technically just Bali, right? So it's really good to have this card. To have this card to play with. So discarding right deck and draw 1. So which is kind of good. So I think this would be like, I'm not sure if this will be an instant 4 off in Luwad. But I will say that this could be for the time being. If Luwad's deck list is not that complicated or not that packed, I feel like you can actually pay 4 or face into Luwad. But Bastion, however, for Bastion Prime, however, I feel like you should probably like work around your strategy. Whether do you need I mean like Bastion will definitely welcome like defense and draw options. So yeah, it's really good. This is a very good and not to mention this is actually the triple rare. Yeah, it's pretty. I wouldn't say it's not like that generic. I think that it's great for. I think it's really specifically only for like Bastion and Luwad. But other than that, I think it's very very good already. For this card, right? So that's it. All right, now we get straight into the short PRs. We have Knight of Keen Eye, Alzal class. So auto rearguard circle when this unit attacks. If you have a Vanguard with Ezel in its card name. You perform one of the following below effects. You choose 1 of your Vanguards and it gets continuous Vanguard circle. All units in your front row gets power 5k until end of turn, which is super good. At the end of the battle, you put this unit at the bottom of the deck, so this is really also like really nice. And choose 1 of your back row rearguards with only Go Paladin in its kind. At the end of this battle, return that unit to your hand. So which is kind of good in like a lot of sense, right? Okay, so let's explain what Ezel does actually is, right? So for those of you Ezel players or those of you who are not really familiar with like what Ezel does, basically essentially what Ezel does is that when he attacks a Vanguard, he has to counter blast 1 and look at the top 7 cards of the deck, and you have to superior call 2 unique cards from among them into an open rearguard circle. So not only does Ezel gets like a power buff for this one, it also like makes space, clear space for like for not only for himself but also for the back rows as well. So technically, let's say for example, I think because like the run doesn't really require you to bounce back, but if you have cards like Silver Fang Witch for example, which is a very hard card to like to bounce back provided if it's in the back row, right? So as long as Nindra is not in your back row, you can probably, and it's a Go Paladin, you can probably use it to bounce it back to your hand at the end of the battle, right? So which is kind of good, I would say. But yeah, I think it's really good, and not to mention that like end of battle he can just like bot take himself, which makes like more space, for the front row rearguards, for like the empty rearguard circles in your front row, so which is also good. Will this change Ezel? Probably, I would say it helps a bit with Ezo. The 5k power buff is definitely welcome. But I feel like there's like a lot of cards that there's probably like a lot of cards in Ezo that you can try to kick out already, I guess. So yeah, I think this is actually like a good PR. In a sense. So yeah, why not, right? So yeah. Alright, anyways, to the far away star on the next guy, Yasmin. Now, Yasmin is a lyrical monasterio card, and it's specifically for Great 4 Kyrie. The skill is not that different from Bruce, from the spear riding from Bruce, because it's technically more or less the same skill, right? So the skill is that at RC, if you have a Vanguard with Kyrie in its card name, and if your opponent's Vanguard is 3/3 or greater, you can't last one, search your deck, soul or drop off to one Great 4 unique card with Kyrie in its card name. You write in the stand and return this to your deck and shuffle your deck. Continuous Guardian Circle, if you have a Great 4 with Kyrie in its card name, this unit gets 10k shoot. So it's not really different from Impediment Slasher. It's basically like literally like carbon copy of it. So it's not really like super special like the Grade 3 Bastion promo or security, what's this name? You know, the Seraph Grade 4 Searcher. So it's not really that different. It's the same thing. So, but it's still a Grade 4 Kyrie, you know, Grade 4 Kyrie Searcher, Grade 4 Searcher, and you know, Superior Rider. So why not, right? So okay, really good. Definitely welcome. It's necessary for Kyrie sooner or later, but yeah, the fact that this is a PR is like, okay, yeah, sure, makes sense, right? So yeah, no comment on that, but no further comment on that, but it's basically does what Grade 4 Searchers does, so that's it. Right, anyways, Rough Call Hammer Dragon, so this is a Flame Dragon, so this is for a Dragon Empire. So PR card, when this is auto RC. When this unit attacks, if you play a normal order during this turn, this unit gets 5k until the end of the turn, until the end of that battle. At the end of the battle, you Thunder Blast one, you draw one card and bind this unit. And auto binds on, when your normal order is played, if you have a Vanguard with Vermilion in its card name with only Narukami's clan, and if you do not have a Rearguard with the same if you don't have a Rearguard with the same card name as this card, you may call this card to the Rearguard Circle. Alright, so which is interesting in a lot of sense, because the fact that the first skill is kind of like generic, if you play a normal order, so probably you could argue that there are some Dragon Empire decks that play a normal order, I would say. But mostly I would say that's won't be the case, because like so far the only Dragon Empire that I can feel that plays like a lot of normal orders consistently would be Vermilion. Nirvana is not. Nirvana is a set order, but unless you're playing the card in prayer, then that's a different case. So I think that's where you can play this card and just to get the 5k power buff, and then you Thunder Blast and draw one card. Bind himself and draw one card, which is kind of like not really necessary, I would say. And not to mention that Jiva has like a lot of like space issues, so I would say that that's not gonna be nice, because I feel like if there are like a lot of, I'm pretty sure there's like a lot of Dragon Empire cards that can play normal orders, but I feel like this cards only works best with Vermilion, so which is why it's designed to work for Vermilion, right? Not to mention the skill is that when your normal order in space, as long as your Mega is Vermilion and only Narukami, and as long as there's like no extra copy in this, like on the field, you can call this card the Rearguard Circle, then you can loop the effect. Then when he I won't say loop effect, it's technically speaking, if let's say if you have this card in the bind zone and you have let's say for example Eternal Thunderbolt in your drop zone, you play this order and you can call this card for free, okay, from your bind zone, and then you can actually use this attack, right? And then you can actually like use the skill. So the draw, I think the draw is good because Vermilion lacks draw power. This I would say is true. Not even Death Sight can help you a lot with this thing. Not even like 4 draws can fix like Vermilion's draw issue. But I felt like this would be like a more I would say it technically fixes something with Vermilion, if one might say. But yeah, it's not really. I feel like they could have made it like more, you know, I don't know. The fact that you can only like call one of this and only like play this. But if, let's say for example, if you have two of this on the field, but the fact that this is not another card, so which is like very, not really cash money. So you play this card, and that you have like two on the field, and then end of the when this unit attack, you can just like 5k end of the battle. You can technically counterblast 2 and, you know, bind itself and draw 2. So that I would say is kind of good regardless. So, and you can just call back 1. So, and if it's got retired, then too bad. Well, yeah, I think that's very interesting. That's a very interesting card regardless, I would say. For Vermilion, will it fix Vermilion a little bit? I was saying it's not really super fancy, but yeah, I think this kind of like helps in a sense. So next Thursday, we have Vermilion's dress up, and that's about it. Alright, so yeah, today is a pretty short video, I would say. It's Saturday morning anyway, so there's no like cut of the day. So yeah, I will say I will end this video right here, right now. If you have any other comments, or if you like any like opinions about like how do you feel about these PR cards in general, please tweet it and, you know, your comments down in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys on the next video, whatever it is. Alright, so this has been Professor and I'll see you guys on the next video.